Truck Kun. Today we're tasked with answering one of the anime's greatest questions, and that is, can Truck Kun really isekai? So the reason I bring this up, it's for some reason it happens to be a very common trope where a truck comes out of nowhere, runs over the protagonist, and then they either get transported to a new world or their life changes because they have some superhero or they have some superpower or they meet some superhero or something. It's crazy, right? So, you know, seeing this happen a lot of times, it got me thinking. I'm like, how likely are you to actually die and get transported to another world, or how likely are you to actually not alive? And so I decided to go in and do some math. So I started off by first choosing our protagonist for this video. I went with the most common one, I believe, the one that most people are well known with, Sakura from Zombieland Saga. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that clip. It was like the very first clip of the video. Here it is again. She gets run over. And so why do we need to choose our character now? Well, because we need a couple of things before we can start. We're gonna need to get the weight, and luckily that's provided for us. Thank you, anime and manga people. Here is her little chart, and look, she's 46 kilograms. Perfect. And yeah, and then we'll get some other stuff. And if you guys want to see me do all the math, here's that point in the video, and I will leave a timestamp below so you guys can skip all of it, so don't worry about it. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, it's time to get into everybody's favorite subject, physics. Let's do it. And if you're still watching, you're a goddamn nerd. I don't know why you're here, but this is pain. Alright, so we're going to use a fancy formula you might have heard of, F equals MA or FMA. And the reason we're going to use this is we're actually going to be making another formula that's called the impulse force, which is for F average times change in time is equal to mass times change in velocity. But we don't really need to worry about that. Yeah, I got you guys. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change mass, and you make that to W over G, or weight over gravity. Crazy, guys. Crazy stuff here. And so the reason we need to know the weight is because we need to know... The reason we need all of this is we need to know how much our... we're going to need to know how much our fancy smancy Truck Kun is going to run into our girl here. And so she's the mass, and the truck is going to be the force. All right, so back to what we're doing. So our lovely zombie girl weighs 46 kilograms over, and we also know that gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. And so these are disgusting units, and I'm going to change to the preferably better freedom units. 101.413 pounds and over 332.17 feet per second squared. Beautiful, lovely. So you do the math, this comes out to be 3.15. They call it slug, but it's just pounds per feet second squared. It's really ugly units in general. But it's okay. And so now we're going to plug that in to our fancy schmancy formula here, which is going to be F equals 3.15 M over change in V over change in T, or 30 kilometers per hour all over 1 over 30 kilometers per hour. And so you might be seeing a mistake here. So our 30 kilometers per hour, we're actually going to substitute for 27.34 feet per second. It's a much better unit, much better, beautiful freedom. We plug in all these numbers into our calculator, and what we get is a 2,354.56 pounds per feet seconds. It's or they call it pound force. It doesn't really matter, and okay, it does matter, but not in this instance. And so we convert these to newtons, and that's approximately 1,473.60 newtons of force. So why is this number relevant here? 10,473 newtons. It sounds like a really big number. It really is a big number. All right. So yeah, that's that. We did it. We found our we found our number. That's 10,473 newtons. Now, what does that mean? I couldn't tell you. We know that the speed limit, and the reason I use 30 kilometers per hour, I use as lower end because apparently in urban areas, that's about how fast a truck goes. And where in the clip from Zombieland Saga, it looks like they got run over in like a rural area, urban area where there's like houses and stuff. So that's why we went 30 kilometers an hour. And then if we go to the UK, thank you UK for this one thing. The one thing they did right, they gave us this fancy little chart. The government claims something about the percentage of likelihood of dying, blah 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 blah. And then here we go. We'll go and I'll highlight the important part right here. It says if someone is hit by a car at 20 miles per hour, they are 10% likely to be killed. And why is this important? Well, if we look at the units we're working with 30 kilometers per hour, and disgusting numbers. Now we got to go to freedom units. In freedom units, that's 18.6 miles an hour, or round it up because math, 20 miles an hour. And 20 miles an hour is just a 10% chance of dying. So, in conclusion, you have a 10% chance of getting isekai'd if you get hit by a car. And what does that mean for us? Well, what that means is, yeah, don't get run over by a car. You'll probably just get seriously hurt. That's about it. Best case scenario, you get transported to another world. Worst case scenario, you're crippled for life. And I don't think you want to do with that. Be grateful for what you have. So, yeah, that's been it, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Woo!